There we go. Hi friends, welcome back or to the channel. Beautiful day here in Utah. We are back on that gorgeous pile of parts. And diagnosed last week. We were looking at the fuel pump. I already made a video on this, but I lost the footage, and not like GoPro lost the footage, but like I'm an idiot and deleted it kind of footage. So don't do that. Anyway, we diagnosed last week that our fuel pump is no bueno. I pulled the pump out of the motor down there, and this followed. If you guys don't know what this is the spring that goes between the body of the pump and the arm that goes out to the camshaft and allows it to push back. So it's what makes the diaphragm move, and that's what makes your fuel pump pump and all that stuff. So I had an old 22R mechanical fuel pump laying around that I tore apart, took the spring out of, but I don't think that pump's any good. So now we're kind of up against it because I don't want to spend the kind of money that pump is, but I don't think I'm going to have a choice, you know. I think I'm just going to have to spend the money. But in today's video, also last week, well, in the last video that I told you guys I deleted, my fuel pump, or my fuel tank, had a big old dent in it, and we used air pressure through here to basically football the tank back into shape. It was super cool. My trunk floor was breathing. It was nice. But again, you guys don't get to see any of that because I'm an idiot. So also, it is Little League season, which means we are busy most of the week because Frank wants to play baseball. So every day of the week we're at practice or at a game or something. So I've got about an hour between when I get home from the gym and when I have to take him to practice. And then after practice, it's obviously dinner time. And then after dinner, I got about another hour that I can come outside and play. So productivity slows down during baseball season, but I am a father before I'm a car builder, so it's fine. My content will just slow down a little bit. You guys are okay with that, right? Cool, good talk. So, now that since the last time you have seen this car, we have it up off the ground, and it's on spaceship cut. No, that was dumb. It's on jack stands. And I actually got to crawl around underneath it a little bit and found some stuff. So let's take a trip on the creeper and I'll show you the stuff that I found. Let's start back here in the back. It does have factory twice pipes on it, and I did look it up. The 59 Furies did come with factory dual exhaust. My gas tank did have a big, like I said, a big hooner in it, which you can see where all of the undercoating is missing. That's where it popped and regained its shape. There's still a little bit of evidence of the dent, but not much. I'll take it. Also, we'll keep it moving down the side here. This is factory undercoating. It's not mud, though I did chip a bunch of mud out from underneath this car, so it was absolutely driven by a teenager. I mean, this is mud. This is not undercoating. This is mud, but you know, it's fine. Adorable little leaf springs. These weird grooves in them. I've never seen those before, but it's in every spring. I believe that is an 8 3/4, but I could be wrong. If you know, please tell me, because I don't know old Mopars very well. These are what I believe to be the original shocks because of that color. You know, because this isn't a high mileage car and it wasn't driven for long, so I do believe that most of the stuff under here is factory, or factory, or however you say it. I did show you the rust on the rocker panel. There's a big old hooner right there, and this is definitely the worst of it. But this shouldn't be a hard panel to make. No, that's going to be an easy fix. Just cut that out. And floorboards look awesome. Look how shiny that metal still is. This is just the factory undercoating coming off. There's no visible rust in these floor pans. A lot of visible spiders though. Even up under here. Other than the farmer's muffler that took a big impact, there's no rust in the floors. The frame is solid. It is a full frame car, not a unibody. That glass pack looks like it's definitely not salvageable. That's fine. I'm going to say there's about a 1/4 inch of grease caked on everything down here, which is cool because it's never going to rust. Up here on the front, the inner fenders are great, and you can actually look up in there, see how this fender kind of rolls up. Now you understand why all of these late 50s cars had this, because, you know, as you're driving and stuff flipping up off the tire, it's going up there and just sitting, and just sitting in there. So yeah, you get mud, you get water, eventually it hardens and it becomes rust. So, but lucky for me, I do have the patch panels for those. Somehow I was able to luck myself into a set. Which may or may not have been the last remaining set of NOS replacement fender caps, because the story that I was told is the guy bought them from like an estate sale or like a closed down shop or something. And the dude had a ton of Plymouth stuff, and that's where these fender caps came from. So it is my belief that they are NOS fender caps for this car, which is rad. If there was a good fabricator anywhere close to me, I would have a few sets of those made and then sell them. But the good fabricator that I knew lived around here moved to Tennessee, so that's kind of not an option. But let's carry on. Core support and everything looks good. Ooh, might have a little leaky deaky in the radiator there. Maybe. More of the same. What I like to call factory rust preventative. Glass bowl fuel filter. It's pretty gnarly. All the suspension looks good. The steering is solid. These adorable little lower control arms. Same factory shocks on the front. And they have these weird, I think they're cooling fans, but I have no idea. This car's in really good shape, guys. I'm so impressed. Between the grease and the factory undercoating, there's not a lick of rust underneath this thing that I'm concerned about, other than sheet metal rust, but that's fine. Sheet metal is easy to fix. You guys remember from the last time you saw this? All of our linkages and everything work. The carburetor's not froze up at all, which is mint. All the belts are intact. Everything appears to... Goddamn noisy ass truck. Everything here appears to be sanitary and where it is, or where it's supposed to be. And you guys remember the last video, we confirmed spark and compression and had it kind of bust off for, a couple seconds. But what we're going to do today is, if I can get it out of here, this is the hard line that runs from the fuel pump up to the carbonator, right? So I'm going to thread it into the carburetor, put some fuel in the line, just however much the line will hold. We're going to see if we can get this thing to bust off. Also, before we get into that, I got to talk about this for a minute, because, you guys remember that I had gotten the seat upholstered for this deal? If you don't remember, we did. This is the factory seat I just had recovered, and it looks awesome. I'm so happy with it. But when I put it in here, I noticed that right here there was a big hump up in it, and I was telling the guy about it because I noticed it. Well, I didn't notice it. When we put it in, and I had my brother helping me, he pointed it out. And then I started paying attention, and I noticed it as well. So I had said something to the guy when I put the seat in, because I'm friends with the guy, we work out together, yada, yada, yada. I told him about it. Well, they delivered that seat to me at my car show. But to get it done, they basically pulled an all-nighter the night before, because the covers were put together. They were just not on the truck or on the seat, so they had pulled an all-nighter to get it put together. And on their way out here, they stopped at a hardware store so he could get a better pair of hog ring pliers. Well, that seat cover got hog ringed in the parking lot of the hardware store. So after an all-nighter, they were very tired and kind of delusional, and they'd put that seat cover on kind of, it was loose on the one side. So I brought it up to him, and I thought I was going to have to load this thing up and take it to them, or take the seat to him, or whatever. But he actually ended up just swinging by one day on his lunch break and brought his little pliers with him, and him and I just kicked the seat forward, re-stretched the cover, re-hog ringed it, good to go. That's pretty good customer service. So gotta give them a thank you. So Best Life Upholstery, you guys are awesome. That seat looks killer. I'm totally happy with it. And the customer service was pretty good too. So if you guys are looking for some good interior work, you should look them up. Best Life Upholstery. She did a killer job on that seat. Now let's get back to the matter at hand. Now that we did our little spiel about the seat. So we've got some pre-mixed fuel here, and I got a little Tylenol, like a baby Tylenol syringe that I use for paint thinner and other shit. Obviously not infant's Tylenol, but these things are incredibly useful. So I'm going to take this and use this to put fuel in this hose here, down, fill the bowls up, yada yada yada. So I'll be back when I get that done. Got enough fuel in there. It should run for 10 to 20 seconds. Let's hop on in and give the key a tickle, see what happens. Maybe give her a couple of think about it. Well, what the hell? Let's see, are we not? We'll try cranking her one more again. See what happens. Maybe we'll give her a little shot right down the yapper. See if maybe that's the problem. That's quite a shot. Now I don't know if the floats work. It may just be pushing all that fuel that I just put in that line right down into the intake. I don't know. There we go. She's a runner, bud. Good too. That belt's dancing with danger right there. Check it out. Man, this thing sounds good. Oh shit. Look at that. As good as it runs, it leaks even better. Holy shit. I know they did tell me that it leaked, but I had no idea. Yeah, I would probably park it for the same reason. Get some water. See if we can see the leak, yeah? Oh, it landed right on you. Sounds super good. Also disconnect the battery because this is a 6-volt system. Although it is 12 while I'm cranking, it's not supposed to be. But what do you guys think? I'm thrilled. This motor sounds perfect. It runs so good. Other than the leak. That's kind of a big problem. But, you know. You have practice tonight, so you have to be home at 4:30. Because you have to go to practice at 5. Hey, does your tire still have air in it?
I aired it up.
How much did you put in it?
Wait. I put it to 509.
509?
Well, no, I didn't put it.
Dude, we need to air that tire up.
I didn't do any. Like, I didn't.
Gonna be a dad for a minute. There you have her. She runs. And I think it's safe to say that it runs pretty well. But now we've kind of hit a weird situation because the parts store can find... What in the hell? And then we can antifreeze now. That's new. Now I gotta figure out if that's coming from... It looks like it's squeezing out from under the intake right there, which is super fun. The surprises never stop here. Sorry, I sidetracked. So the parts store can find me that almost that exact pump, except this pump has a thread-on fuel filter I showed you guys. The one CarQuest can find me has the glass bowl on the bottom of the pump itself, which, yeah, you know, I don't care. As long as it's the same pump and I don't have to modify too much, that's fine. But it's also like $200 for a mechanical fuel pump, which is the most expensive mechanical fuel pump I've ever looked up. I'm not sure if I want to go that route or... This 318 poly is the A series, and the 70s era Mopar muscle cars were the LA 318. The thing, it's just a light A model is all it is. But the majority of the LA parts will fit on an A series poly or 318, because the 318 was Plymouth's bread and butter motor. They put it in everything that they wanted to be reliable, but nothing that they wanted to make a lot of power out of. These motors were in everything, basically. Trucks, cars, delivery vans, everything. Now we're at a weird pivotal point where it's like I can get an entire rebuild kit or reseal kit for this engine for around $300. Do I pull the engine, clean it all up, make it pretty, reseal it, change all the seals and all the gaskets and all that shit, and drop it back in as its current condition, which, as you guys just heard, runs pretty well. Hopefully once I reseal it, we won't have the hemorrhaging oil factor. We'll see. Or should I just change the rear main seal, which in theory should fix the oil leak, given that that's the problem, pending investigation, and now apparently an antifreeze leak, and leave it ugly in the car? Because let's be honest, as cool as this car is, this is not a beautiful show car. It doesn't have to have a gorgeous, oh my gosh, engine under the hood. What do you guys think I should do? Should I pull it completely out, reseal it, repaint it, do all the stuff? Or should we just fix the problems that we know it currently has and try to just get it going and driving? Because either way, I've got to mess with the brakes and make sure that they hold fluid and function. I've got to fix the emergency brake because, as I told you guys in the past, this car does not have a park. Because these push-button 727s, you put in neutral and you pulled the emergency brake. That's how you stop the car. They didn't have a park. So what do you guys think I should do? Let me know in the thing down there, I'm procrastinating cutting these fenders off because I'm looking for a fabricator. Although, like I said, the last good metal fabricator we had here, like good sheet metal fabricator, probably one of the best I've ever seen, now lives in Tennessee, and I don't want to ship these caps clear to Tennessee and pay him to build a couple sets and then pay him to ship me a couple of sets. And I don't know that I want to do that much. Or if I just want to patch this old Blue Dolphin up and just, tell everybody else it's looking for fender caps to piss off. I don't know. I do need to fix this, though. Sorry, I sidetracked a lot. Yeah. Tell me what you guys think I should do. Maybe we'll do a poll. See, how many people think I should pretty it up and how many people think I should just fix the leaks and run it. I'm kind of leaning towards just fix the leaks and run it because it runs so good. It does smoke a little bit, but it has been sitting for 38 years. I ran it on 2-stroke oil, which smokes a little bit. And it hasn't ran long enough for the seals and the rings and everything to come back around. I haven't gotten it up to temperature yet, so it's all coming. We've got a lot more Fury content coming. Just in time, like I said, because it's baseball season, so it's going to take me a little while. But we will keep plugging away at this deal. Also, I got to find a taillight lens. If you guys know where I can find one. Just one. The passenger side is perfect. Just need to find the driver's side. Yeah. Oh, still need to also... Still need to pull the disco carpet out of this thing. It bothers me so much that people put house carpets in these old cars. I don't know why it bothers me so bad. Probably because I've pulled enough of these old cars apart with that house carpet in there that the floors were just dog water, bro. They were so bad. So don't do it. It's cool for, laying on in your shop or whatever, but don't put it in your cars. Please, just stop, get some help. Sorry, this video is kind of all over the place, guys. It's been a minute, and I'm still flustered from deleting all my footage because I'm an idiot. It's like the third time I've done that. You'd think by this point I would learn to stop doing it. Apparently it takes me more than 3 times to learn a lesson. But, yeah. I'm going to sign off because I got some other shit I got to do. I got to do a bunch of welding. I got to put all this stuff together. I got to weld these up. I got to build the new boom for the tow truck. And it's hot today, so I got to get the easy up out and my welding table out, and can't do any of that stuff while I'm holding a camera. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Sorry it wasn't longer, but we officially have a running 318 poly, and a good running one at that. I'm so happy that it runs that good, and it starts off the key. The carburetor does what it's supposed to do. The floats are probably stuck because, let's be honest, it's a 4-barrel quadrijet. They're probably stuck, but that's an easy fix. Just wrap on the side of it with a wrench or a screwdriver a few times and good to go. So if you're not already, subscribe to the channel, because like I said, we do have more Fury stuff coming. There should be some pretty good stuff coming. Tell your friends, send them over. We're growing. So remember, guys, your dreams aren't going to work unless you do. So there's no real way of knowing if you can fix shit if you're not out there actively trying to fix shit. Thanks for watching, guys.